What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So, midweek report. Let's start off with the fact that Queensbury are going to be featured on DAZN now. Frank Warren is going to be hosting shows, presumably, on DAZN. And to be honest with you, this is kind of been what's been going on anyway, because a lot of Frank Warren's, at least his fighters, have been fighting on DAZN with regards to the collaboration with Turki Al Sheikh. So it's kind of like an official announcement of what's unofficially been happening anyway. So Frank Warren, you know, his show with Daniel Dubois versus Anthony Joshua, I know Anthony Joshua was the house name in that fight, but Daniel Dubois was a name in his own right, and he was fighting on DAZN. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. Tyson Fury, a Queensbury fighter, fighting on DAZN. So really, it's kind of just like a official announcement of what's unofficially been happening. So we'll see what goes on with that. It does make me wonder, you know, on the other hand, it does make me wonder a little bit about Eddie Hearn and his future, because Matchroom had been declining in recent years. And it does make me wonder, is this going to be even more so the downfall of Matchroom? Frank Warren now seems to be at the helm of British boxing. So there's that to cover today. It's an interesting development. Let's see what goes on with that. Ike Ibeabuchi is going to be making a comeback against a Egyptian journeyman, I believe, who's got a losing record. But Ike Ibeabuchi is, I believe, 51 years old. He was a contender in the 90s. He fought Chris Bird, stopped him. He also fought David Tua, outpointed him in a classic. And Ike Ibeabuchi, he seems to have good punch back in the days anyway. He looked like he had good punch power, decent size heavyweight. But he went to prison in the United States, I believe, and then got out in 2014. And then ultimately, I think he got recalled back to prison, did a stint, and then got deported. If anyone has more knowledge on that story, then let me know. Got deported back to Nigeria, and at the age of 51, he's going to be having his boxing comeback. So I'll be watching with interest. I don't expect him to do much now, obviously being 51 years old, but it's still entertainment. And what is boxing at the end of the day? Entertainment. So I'm hearing, moving on from that story, I'm hearing that Daniel Dubois and Fabio Wardley are going to be fighting each other, or at least that's a potential matchup. Daniel Dubois has a voluntary defense, and I'm hearing it could be Daniel Dubois versus Fabio Wardley. Fabio Wardley is a banana skin for anyone. I wonder, to be honest with you, if Fabio Wardley, I think that is a great move if they can get that fight, because I believe that Fabio Wardley is a exceptional overachiever, but I do believe that eventually the wheels are going to fall off just because of his lack of amateur experience. I believe that one day he will step in there against an opponent that he might be the favourite against, an opponent who isn't a knockout puncher, an opponent who isn't that known but has got a solid base of amateur experience. And I believe that everyone's going to favour Fabio Wardley in that fight. And a fighter like that, who's not known as a puncher, not even known as a puncher, but has got solid amateur pedigree, solid amateur pedigree, may very well go in there against Fabio Wardley and knock him out in a round. Just because of a silly mistake Fabio Wardley might make, a novice mistake. And that's not because of his fault, it's just because he's not got the pedigree or the schooling. But, you know, Fabio Wardley continues to prove me wrong. I make him a live dogger even against Daniel Dubois, but I still believe that one day the wheels are going to fall off. And because of that, I think Fabio Wardley should aim as high as possible. He could lose against a middle guy, but beat the top guy because he's dangerous. So he should take that. Daniel Dubois, he doesn't really gain anything from that. If I was Daniel Dubois, I would probably look to go straight for the Furies, the U6, because Daniel Dubois, again, almost similar to Fabio Wardley, beatable but dangerous. So Daniel Dubois, I still think he's a beatable fighter even after what he did to Joshua. We've all seen that he can be beaten anyway. I think that he would lose to lesser fighters than Joshua based on stylistic matchups. So for those two, I think that fight is a better fight for Fabio Wardley, because I still make Fabio Wardley a live dog in the race. Daniel Dubois gets nothing out of being Fabio Wardley. If he loses, then his heavyweight title reign is over. But if he wins, it's like, well, you should have beat him anyway. He's a white qualifier. So if I was Wardley, I'd be aiming 100% for that fight, because it is winnable. If I was Dubois, I'd be avoiding that fight tactically and aiming for the upper echelons of the heavyweight division. At least if I take a loss against a top guy, then I can say, well, it was against a top guy. But if I lose to a white qualifier, that's going to damage my marketability significantly. And he's already come back from marketability issues because of the quitting in the past. He's redeemed himself. Do you really want to go back down after you just built your reputation back up? Let me know what you think about what I spoke about in this video, all the topics I've covered there. Let me know what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one. For mortgage advice tailored towards your individual needs, contact PGB Mortgages today. Let them guide you through your home buying journey. Contact details are in the description.